Hi friends, and welcome to my not a sewing video. I am your hostess, Emily. Today's tea is in my amazing tea mug that is shaped like a teacup. I guess it is a teacup, but it is the size of a mug, which is awesome. I think I've told you this story before, but there was a girl that I used to work with who loved that I drank tea. She thought that was the coolest, fanciest thing. You know, she was a big coffee drinker, but the fact that I'd sit there and drink my tea, she thought that was just so great. And I had a teacup at my desk and then a mug. And I drink my tea out of my mug every day and then wash it out and put it back to use it again. And she'd say, "Why don't you use your teacup?" And I said, "Well, look how tiny it is. The tea, there's only like a teacup really holds very little tea in it. And I'm at work and I had a tea warmer under my mug and to keep it warm throughout the day. And I can't be fancy. I want to drink lots of tea throughout the day, but I don't have time to go back and forth to the break room." And anyway, that Christmas, she gave me this teacup mug that is shaped like a teacup, but the size of a mug, and I love it. And it makes me happy, and if I ever find more, I'm buying them because they are amazing, and I want a whole wall of teacup mugs. Today's tea is by Traditional Medicinals. It has a problematic name, so I just want to say up front that the tea I'm drinking today, I fully recognize that has a problematic name, and I apologize for that. I love this tea. It's very useful when you're not feeling well. It's called Gypsy Cold Care. I'm not going to go into the problematic name, but I wanted to acknowledge that the name is problematic and that I know the name is problematic and apologize for that. Please let Traditional Medicinals know that you have issue with that we all have issue with that. I have been a little bit under the weather since, this past weekend. Really just like a tummy bug that just hit me for a few days. That just made everything I ate, did not agree with my tummy. It's been awful. I'm finally feeling better, finally on the upswing, thrilled about that. But if I look super tired and like the right now, that is why. It's because, my table is sliding. Apparently it was not all the way against the wall. Sorry about that. That's why I'm a little tired. Well, yeah. So that is my tea today. Should we talk about Sunday's video? So Sunday's extra content video, which was actually released on Monday, for obvious reasons if you saw it, I want you to know I'm okay. Everyone was very sweet, and I have watched it myself, a certain section of it myself, several times, and laughed hysterically at myself. So do not feel bad if you laughed, because after the fact, it is actually pretty, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. My dress form basically attacked me. She had it. She is broken. She is like, no more. I am done. When you're naming things that go out of this room, you need to name me too, because I am done. So, I'm fine. Just kind of have some bruised knees and scrape my arm a little bit going down, and it's okay, as you saw. I have a handsome hubby who came to my rescue, helped me up. I'm like a small child. You know, a few tears, some hugs, and some comfort, and I'm up and ready to play again. I'm good. I mean, I'm good. I'm all good. Everything's good. I don't know why I just did head, shoulders, knees, and toes, but I did. Oh, my phone just did that thing where it like zoomed in on me for no reason. Is it because I bent over? Zoom out again, phone. I tell you, the camera on my phone drives me really crazy. I wonder if I pinch it. Zoom not supported for this mode. Fine. Fine, phone. Fine. As you can tell, that is how unfancy I am. I just use my camera on my phone. So, anyway. Sunday's video. I am fine. A little bit of work has been done on the sewing room. Much more hopefully will be done. But I also have some big sewing projects that I'm working on right now. And time commitments need to be given to them, as well as job hunting. I'm trying to really be more committed to the job hunt. I'm also trying to swallow my pride a little bit when it comes to the job hunt. I'll tell you, so as many of you know, I got my bachelor's degree in July. It's only taken me since I know, I said 19. Tells you. That's right, folks. I graduated high school in 1998 and started college for the first time that fall. So, and I was a wide-eyed girl, very much skinnier, much skinnier young girl with great dreams and a vocal music scholarship, and her sights set on being a professional opera singer or a musical theater genius. I don't know. Something. Obviously that didn't pan out. I also didn't end up being an English major, or I don't know. My major's changed so many times over the years, and I kept it up. I kept trying to get a degree, and then life would get in the way, but I kept going back to try and get a degree, and I kept starting over, and anyway. Tangent, sorry. Let's go back to where we were. What's been really hard for me is when you've spent so much of your life trying to get a degree, you kind of build up this image of yourself with it. That once you get it, you will finally achieve great things. Like, you know, I had this image of myself that once I got my degree, I would, you know, all the companies would want me because I have great experience and now I have a degree, you know, and so all those jobs that I was like, oh my gosh, I have all the experience and all the skills for that job, I just don't have a degree. Those jobs will totally hire me now. Nope, they won't. They won't even interview me. They won't even respond and say, hey, thank you for applying. It's frustrating. And both me and the hubs are working really hard to get a job. He is so brilliant and smart and amazing. I can't believe that he's having trouble. Nope. I'm not going to do this again. I'm not going to feel sorry right now. Not going to do it. So let's go on to something a little more interesting. Like the fabric for one of my projects finally showed up. Now, one of my big projects right now that I'm working on for Emerald City Comic Con is, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know, I am making the Three Fairies created dress from scratch using no magic from the original animated Walt Disney Cinderella. Sleeping Beauty. Sorry, I have Cinderella on the brain. I've been watching Once Upon a Time. Oh my goodness, I love it. Anyway, Sleeping Beauty. And basically it's Merryweather and Flora. Flora has decided she can make a dress. And she has enlisted Merryweather to basically be her dress dummy and stood her on a stool. One of my favorite lines from the scene is where Flora cuts a huge hole in the fabric. And Merryweather's like, what's that for? And Flora's like, well, you have to cut a hole in it. That's where the feet go. And I remember when I was little watching that being like, yeah, that makes so much sense. And I just love that they like created this scene with children in mind. Like, this is how you would think if you'd never ever thought about how clothes are made, or, you know, everything just kind of comes into existence for you. Yeah, there's got to be a hole in the bottom for your feet to go. And my original plan was to make the dress the way they make it in the show. You know, cut a giant hole in the fabric, throw one fold of fabric over my head, throw the, well, dress form, but, you know, throw the other fold over, pull it together with a big ribbon, and then go from there. Here's the thing, though. If you look at the final kind of picture where Merryweather is like this, in those ridiculously long sleeves, she's standing there like this, looking at Flora, and, you know, her poofy dress is like pushing the dress out here, and there's like visible big stitches coming open here and stuff. If you look at that, you can see, if you look at the bottom where the bottom's kind of flared and there's sort of an uneven ruffle area above that, they totally changed the design during the scene from a big hole in the middle and flaps going over to more of like a dress skirt at the bottom. So if I want that final look before she starts waggling her finger and pulls the whole dress apart off of her, I can't do it that way. So it's a little sad. Though I kind of think I want to have handsome hubby like film me like tossing fabric over my head. I don't know if that'd work. Here's the thing, though. I searched and searched. What kind of fabric do I want? How do I want to do this dress? What do I want this to look like? You know? And I looked over the details. I get really way too detail oriented sometimes when I'm coming up with these ideas. What do I, you know, what's here? Because like that original dress that they make, that really crappy homemade version, if you actually compare it to the one they make with magic, the pinks are darker in that original homemade version. It's a darker pink. It's got like red trim, and that the collar thing they make is like red inside, not pink, red. And then there's like these pinned up poofs with bows, and the insides of those are almost like a maroon looking color. So I need to figure out what I want for the outside pink. So I actually, after all of my searching, I actually decided I kind of wanted a pink like the pink on my dress here. I don't know if you can see that pink very well, but kind of this really nice solid pink. So I looked and looked, finally found this matte satin in this pink color I loved. Well, it showed up. And it's darker than I thought it was going to be. That is the risk you run if you don't really have time to wait for swatches to come. you know, and then you order your fabric, wait for fabric. I needed fabric to come now to get started. So I took a leap of faith, and the fabric showed up a darker pink than I thought it would. So this is the color fabric. Now on my camera, I'm noticing my camera is really making this shine, really making this look like a lighter pink. If you kind of look in this fold here, it's a lot more this color, this kind of deeper pink right there. Yeah, so if you look when I make folds, it's more this color in the fold, that deep pink, which is kind of hard to tell against this one that's on my dress. But trust me, it's darker. So I'm like, is that too dark? Is that too dark? But it's what I have, so it is what I'm using. Anyway, I've pretty much got the understructure for this dress figured out, and hopefully we'll be getting that nailed down this weekend, and might even have some pictures for you. Maybe. I'm really bad about doing like process, like photos or video or anything. My process is so messy and so bad. So I don't know, but this is going to be the dress. Can you see it? Can you imagine it being the dress? I think it's going to be amazing. And there's going to be some fun parts to this costume too that are kind of surprises, so won't say anything more, but I'm really excited if I can pull them off. So that is a big thing that's really fun. Another costume that I'm making for Comic-Con is in the works. The fabric I found for it comes from my own stash, and it's a much heavier fabric than I was hoping to use, because if you've ever been to a convention, they can get quite warm, especially when you're all dressed up. And it's a little bit thicker fabric than I wanted to use, but it works so well for this character's costume that I think I'm just going to sacrifice it and go for it and carry a fan. Because, sorry, I'm burping. Ugh. Ugh, burp. Ugh, burp. Oh, why am I saying burp? I don't know. They're little quiet burps. I shouldn't draw attention to my little quiet burps. Hey, I wanted to show you. Have you ever bought something on from a Instagram or like a TikTok ad? Have you ever been sucked into those ads? So I got sucked into a TikTok ad, and I was like, that seems like that would be really useful. And I ordered it, and it finally came, because it's like coming from China. It's so funny. They do these like amazing, very American ads, and then your item comes, and half the time it doesn't even have instructions in English. All of the packaging and everything shows that it clearly came from China. And yeah, but this one, I don't have any information for you, but if you see the ad, I kind of recommend it. It's a little hand ironing board cover. Yeah, it's got this little mesh section in the back with a little loop for your finger. You can put your thumb in or put your thumb out, however you want to do it. And then this is padded and has that like metallic heat conducting ironing board fabric on the outside. And it works really great. There's one downside to it I discovered. You don't want to use steam. Steam goes right through the sucker and your hand's like, steam! And that's no good. But otherwise, and it was really great when I was working on my Penelope dress, because I was trying to iron the sleeves and I didn't want to go all the way upstairs and get my ironing board and bring it down here. And obviously my sewing table is not cleared off, so I couldn't use that. I was like, oh, I have that thing. And so I put this on this hand, and I laid out the little arm pieces, and I just ironed them out. I was like, oh, that worked really good. That worked really good. And then just before the ball, I kind of went over my dress, and there are a few little places where some wrinkles had set in from, that happened from sewing, because you're bunching the dress this way and that way to make things happen. And so I just quickly slipped this underneath the fabric, pulled the fabric straight, and I liked it. Plus you can also set it down your table under the fabric and just do a quick little touch up. So for like really little projects, I found it useful. I don't know. No, not a paid thing. I just like this thing that showed up and was like, oh, hey, that one turned out to be useful. Huzzah! I think that might be all for today. Is there anything else? Gotcha! Ha ha! Yeah, I totally have a hat on my head. I know. And hopefully you recognize what this hat is from, because if you don't recognize what this hat is from, we may not be able to be friends. It's amazing. Got this hat for a handsome hubby a few years ago, and I keep it with the winter stuff, but I really shouldn't, because this is kind of an all-year hat. I have been wanting to get a haircut for really I've needed one for years. It has been years since I've gone and gotten a haircut. I've done a few little trims on myself, and there was that one time I tried to make like long bangs, and that went weird. Anyway, so I looked at the place down by my house to see if they had openings, and looked at the rates again, which have gone up again. And it's kind of sad. So I go to chain haircutting places because that is what I can afford. And the haircut I want, I just saw on Brad Mondo's YouTube page. I love Brad Mondo. If you enjoy watching a very handsome, very talented, and very funny man, both do awesome haircuts, advise people on how to do awesome haircuts, and react to people doing their own haircuts, you should watch his videos. They're hilarious. I come across them all the time, and I'm like, Brad Mondo! Anyway, a lot of people have been into the wolf cut lately. If you don't know about the wolf cut, it is kind of they call it a cross between a shag and a mullet, but I don't really understand the mullet part, because my understanding of a mullet is incredibly short sides and a long back, where a shag is like layers, like really choppy layers everywhere and stuff. Anyway, and I was kind of interested in the wolf cut, but I was like, I don't know. And then I stumbled across this video the other day, which introduced me to the butterfly cut, which is kind of similar to the wolf cut, but to me, it's gentler. It's a softer cut, and you can make some choices with it to make it to be more careful with it, I guess, when you're cutting from home. Plus, it's called the butterfly, and if you know me, you know I love butterflies. So I was like, this is the haircut for me. So that's why I was looking up times for my local hair place to get a haircut. But when you have no income and you're trying to be really, really careful, you realize that is not really an option for you. So I decided I was going to be brave and give myself the butterfly haircut. And pulled up Brad Mondo's video and Went through all of his steps very carefully, followed all the directions, made my own specific choices for this haircut, and cut my own hair. I know. Emily, what are you doing? I'm sure you're shouting at the screen right now. Emily, what, why, how in the world, why in the world would you, what? Yeah, no, I did. Here's the thing. The reason why I'm wearing this hat is because I totally filmed myself giving myself this haircut. So here's my question, because me cutting my own hair, that has nothing to do with sewing or any of my hobbies or any of my stuff. It's just a thing I did. Should I show you guys that video? Do you want to see it? Are you interested at all? Let me know. That's why I'm wearing this hat, because I decided if you were interested at all, then I didn't want you to see my hair yet. I'm not giving you any hints about how it went, but yeah, totally cut my hair from home. Something I swore I would like never, ever, 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 ever do. So, let me know in the comments if you want to see me not very long video of me cutting my own hair. And I will see you in extra content video on Sunday. Hopefully on time this time. And other than that, have a great week. And you can't take the sky from me. Or wait, that's not actually my favorite quote from this movie. My favorite quote from this movie is, I can kill you with my mind. Or is it my brain? Either way, it's a brilliant quote.